So Microsoft is cutting 4,800 jobs. They just announced this. A lot of this is coming from the Xbox division. And their statement is that it's not about replacing jobs. It's about aligning resources for different priorities and different needs. In this video, we're going to break down what that really means, and we're going to talk about how you can interpret that and how you can take this information and make it work for you. So let's get into it. So Microsoft cut 2.1 or announced that it's going to cut 2.1% of its workforce, that it's going to cut 3,600 jobs from the Xbox division, and they're going to be cutting 4,800 jobs overall. And they say that it's for aligning resources and preparing for the new AI world. It's not about replacing their current workforce. Let's watch a little bit and see how we can interpret that and what that means.
This morning, including some hefty cuts in gaming. Our Kate Rooney's on that story this morning. Morning, Kate.
Hey, Carl, good morning. So Microsoft is eliminating about 4,800 jobs. That is roughly 2% of its global workforce. Biggest impact here appears to be on its Xbox gaming division, where it's cutting about 20% of staff. So this isn't Microsoft's first round of cuts, we should say. The company has been reshaping its workforce over the past few years as it shifts all of its resources, or most of them, towards its biggest priority at this point, which is, of course, artificial intelligence. Microsoft said this morning in a memo that its 4 game studios are going to become independent under new management as part of this broader restructuring. The CEO of Xbox writing to staff that this is part of a years-long restructuring. The gaming unit has seen revenue shrink in recent years, while Azure and the cloud business has really become the crown jewel for investors. The Microsoft layoffs do also fit into this broader Silicon Valley trend we're seeing. Amazon, you have Meta, Google, all also restructuring their workforces as they race to build AI products and then fund tens of billions of dollars in terms of the AI infrastructure build out. But Microsoft saying this morning in that memo to employees that the roles being eliminated today are not being replaced by AI. They say it's about trying to realign resources and talent as the technology and customer needs start to change. They also acknowledge AI is fundamentally changing how work gets done. And that is where Microsoft is trying to win. It's that slice of the enterprise business with Copilot. When you look at AI, Microsoft has been the worst performer, though. When you look at the mega cap tech stock so far this year, it is down roughly 20% on the year, guys.
So there was a lot there, and we're going to go real high level, get right to the essentials, and focus on more about what this means for you and what you can do, and also what I'm doing. So there are 2 types of people. There are people that recognize the impacts that artificial intelligence is having, and there are other people that don't recognize the impact of artificial intelligence, that are ignoring it, that are pretending like it doesn't exist. Sometimes because they just don't understand the technology, and other times because they're trying to purposefully have you pay attention to other things, or other times they're just completely ignorant and they just don't connect. So first thing that I want to lay out is that AI is monumentally impactful, and we can just see it around us. Even when people say that these layoffs are not due to AI, and there are people that say that these layoffs are not due to artificial intelligence, well, then what are they due to? I mean, when somebody comes up and even uses artificial intelligence as an excuse to lay off somebody because of a past mistake, it's still in part due to artificial intelligence. Because if they didn't have this technology to use as a scapegoat, then they wouldn't be able to cleanly make that announcement that, hey, we're getting rid of 2.1% of our workforce, or we're going to get rid of 20% of one of our divisions because we need to restructure and reallocate resources to this opportunity that we don't want to miss out on. When you couple that with the idea that Microsoft, the behemoth, the giant in the technology space, is behind the other big players in the Magnificent Seven, the Amazons, the Metas, the Nvidias, the Apples, they're on the behind side of these AI technologies. And so when you look at just their situation, even though they are profitable, but when you look at their situation, of course, they want to allocate more resources to artificial intelligence and making sure that they build the infrastructure for this new technology that is entering into the space. I think people have to be really careful when they're parsing their sources about what's really happening. Because, for instance, I've worked in tech for a while, specifically as an engineer, but then also as an entrepreneur. I've done consulting. I've worked in various capacities, but you understand very quickly that, okay, what we are doing is we're working with techniques on information. This is like a light bulb moment, and I mean that literally. It's like almost bigger than it's probably bigger than the internet in terms of the capabilities that it's unlocked. It's different, but it's of that magnitude. When you look at the worlds before the internet and the after the internet, regardless of whether you think it was better before and after, you know that there was a before and after. That was a moment, and this is one of those moments. And so when you look at the people in technology, when you look at the people in this space, watch what they're doing, not just what they're saying. When somebody says, we're not replacing, we're just reallocating, understand that the action is still the same. You guys can't work here right now because we don't need you right now. And we're trying to figure out how to prepare for the future while we're operating in a competitive environment. It's not the best thing that you want to hear, but it's necessary if you want the reality of the situation. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's just a bad thing if we're operating in ignorance as opposed to operating in reality. And so what me and my team did is we created a mini site called constants.com. Constants.com is a platform where we put AI in the hands of the people. We put AI and make the tools accessible to people, not just in a way where we can take advantage of people and make money. That to me makes no sense. I mean, if you take advantage of your customer base, then you're taking advantage of the people that are ultimately going to pay you. I look at it and I take a lot from Henry Ford, where it's, hey, if we're going to be mass producing something, let's make sure that the people can afford it. Let's make sure that the people are part of the profit because we want people to come along with us. If we have no people with us, we have no market. So what we're doing with Constants.com is we're putting this into the hands of the people and we're trying to help people make money so that way we can make money together. That's a great thing. So Constants.com, #1 mini site in the world. It's a site that can help you make money while you sleep. It's a mini site that makes you money. We have tools that can get you set up in 10 minutes or less. Then after that, all you got to do is get out there and make an offer, and we'll help you with that as well too. But in the world where Microsoft is routinely announcing these layoff cuts, and then they're not in isolation, a lot of tech people are doing this, you can believe that it's not just going to stop here. It's going to come to other industries. People are saying, go be a plumber. Be a plumber. Those jobs are coming back. Well, what happens when you have AI develop tools and infrastructure around plumbing that makes it so that way you don't have to have a plumber that comes in with a whole team of people? You only need 3, 4 people where you might have had 10, 12 people. Every industry is getting reshaped by this. Every industry. And it's not a bad thing long term, but while we're transitioning is where we need to make sure that we're focused on and to make sure that we are prepared. So don't take my word for it. Take your experience for it. And if this doesn't apply to you, well, it might apply to somebody in your network. It might apply to a friend. It might apply to a coworker. Share this video with them. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Constance Corner. Peace out.